Women's Business Center presents The Edge Roundtable Discussion, brought to you by Indigo PR and Atlas Electrical and Air Conditioning.
Okay, so give me some successful work ethic tips, because you have the CTO, right? You have Coletti's. You have the Reese, which is this beautiful building that we're sitting in. It's going to be a hotel, boutique
hotel.
And it's got an event center that is already in place.
Right.
I mean, that's an armful, and then you still do all the other...
She's on boards.
Boards, and how do you manage it? Where's the success from? Give us some tips, educate us.
Well, first of all, you have to love what you're doing. I think it's really important that no matter what you do, if you want to stick your life in it or put all the passion that's necessary, you have to love what you're doing. I think for success, I think people have to remember first impressions are vital. So, I mean, you've got maybe 10 minutes to have somebody say, I want to know more about this person, or I'm going to listen to this person. I think that's vital in business. For running a lot of things, I'm trying to cut some back because 15-hour days are very long. But I think what you have to do is prioritize, and I do that. I have some things, some boards that I've given up, done my time on them. I loved the airport board. I'm still on the emergency care board.
What is the one thing that you would tell our viewers, our women, to be successful?
Be positive. And you know what? Have a plan. Like, be positive, have a plan. It can be an evolving plan, one that you change. Because I've done this on this building. I've made several changes about what I was going to do with this building. But the truth is, it evolved because I got more and more information. Mm-hmm. So
that leads
it's a living document. Yes,
and that leads me to the next point is, how do you not be afraid of making mistakes?
You have to make mistakes. Because if you don't, it means you're not out there really giving it everything you have. So you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to learn from those mistakes, and then you're going to be on the right path again. So it's not a straight path to success. It's one that makes a lot of turns. But if you learn from your mistakes and don't make the same ones over again, then you're going to expect a different result, which works well for you.
How do you face people when you make a mistake? I mean, it's hard, especially being in a man's industry, and you as a woman. How do you have the face, or you don't want to make a mistake, and then when you do, how do you encourage women to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, or in a man's world?
Actually, I've done it to men. I mean, there have been times on job sites that I've had to say, I'm sorry guys, I made a mistake here. So now we're going to correct this. We're going to take a different direction on this. The best thing is get it out of the way. When you make a mistake, just admit to it and move on. I try not to dwell on them, because if you do that, you're just defeating yourself anyway. But you're going to make those mistakes, admit to them, find out the best way around it, how to cure it immediately or as fast as you can, and then move on from it.
I like that. Don't dwell on it, because dwelling on it can eat you up.
Oh yeah.
It's only eating yourself up. You're not hurting anyone else around you when you're dwelling and sitting at home and frustrated and anxious and worried. You just
afraid.
Move on.
That's it.
But also, I think you just gave us a good answer in terms of what differentiates from somebody being successful and not successful. People tend to quit. You know, if it gets hard, okay, no, that's not for me.
I made a mistake,
and then a mistake, it's gonna quit, you know. Well, but I think you just gave us an answer there.
I think that's part of it too. Be passionate about what you do, so you can't quit at it. You say, I gotta keep going.
And that's the equation right there. Because some people, I think, out there quit at a point where they're like, okay, this isn't for me. I don't like it, and now it's hard work, and now it's just work, and there's no passion in it. But when it's hard work and you're in love with what you're doing,
you're going to keep going.
You keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
So you have to love what you do.
I agree.
And talking about that, you know, when we've been here and talking to you, and you're a part of a ton of boards, you've made some incredible changes that have affected, you know, the future of your industry. Was that always a part of, was that always innate in you to donate your time, to be involved, or is it something that evolved, you evolved into that?
I think when you're young, your time is already terribly involved. I mean, I had twin sons, so family, yeah, takes a large part of your time. I think it involves as you get older, your kids are getting older, and you start really having a little time to look around and see what's going on out there. I don't really like this, how can I change this? They start very small, where you think, okay, I'm going to give a little time to this. Even with boards, it starts very small. So I think you start out in a small way and then it just grows, and sometimes it really gets out of hand. but the truth is, yeah.
But when it gets out of hand, it's because you're really loving what you're doing, right?
That's it.
And you're determined.
You can love things so much that you think, okay, I have no life anymore.
It's so true. Do you think it's important to be successful, to be socially responsible? Do you think that there is something that's parallel there?
Yeah, I do. I really do, because I know there's a lot of bias toward people that are suddenly made a lot of money, but I don't think some people realize how hard it is that you got to that point. And now, yes, you're socially responsible because you have the time and you have the means to go ahead and give back to the community. So I think being socially responsible grows just like anything else. As you get a little smarter and gain a little experience, that you start having more time to look around and see things you would like different. And you start thinking about, I don't want my children to grow up with this. Mm-hmm. Or then it's, I don't want my grandchildren to grow up with this. And I think that starts making people socially responsible as children. You start thinking about the next generation and what you want for them and what you don't want for them. And I think that's where it starts.